Broadcasting from Watts Creative Studios and live on Grove Street FM. You're listening to Talk Local to Me, brought to you by the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
Okay, so first of all, I want to start this episode by just saying it's the middle of June and I'm freezing. Does anyone else have that issue?
Yeah.
Like, it's cold for June. Anyone? I'm sitting here, no offense to Woody. I mean, but I'm like, everywhere I go, I'm freezing. I feel like I should be wearing a sweater and sweatpants or something. I should have brought a blanket in here and like covered myself with a blankie.
We'll have to get you a teacher sweater kind of thing with like Grover on it.
Yeah.
Snuggie you can wear.
I'm just saying, well, so
or
it's
a Snuggie.
because it's middle of June. So, summer has, of course, officially started. Well, no. Doesn't the official start of summer like June 20th?
I thought so.
Which is also my son's birthday.
I wonder if there's like a thing that we could search that would.
There is. There's something
If
called
only we had a
Google.
device in our hands that we carried around in our pocket every day.
June
that would tell us
21st.
things
June
that we don't know.
21st this year.
21st at 10:57 a.m.
So if it's 10:56, it's still not summer. So don't pretend like you're
Nope.
going to do something summery
So
because
Wednesday,
it's not till 10:57.
Wednesday, we can't do anything summery until
No
Wednesday.
summeriness until Wednesday. Anyway, so we have a pretty packed show today. We're going to be talking about some upcoming community events. We are going to be talking with the Nursing Post and to learn more about their business, which I think they bring a very unique type of business to our area. And then we're also going to be talking with PJ Bell at the lake about some of the summer things, and she's got stuff going on. We've got a podcast we're going to be doing out at the lake this summer, so we're going to chat about that at
not
Drifters.
invited.
At Drifters, so
Okay.
feel jealous, but you can come if you want.
I said you're not invited.
I was excited for just a second there.
Wait, am I invited to
Sure,
this?
everyone can come. Everyone come to Drifters. Actually, I'm gonna give my my annual shout out to Drifters because I haven't done it yet this year. If you have not eaten at Drifters up at Smith Mountain Lake, you need to really pretty much run up there and eat there. Have you ever eaten there, Mike?
I have.
Okay. Have either of y'all ever eaten at Drifters? No.
It's good.
Okay. It is the best. 50-cent shrimp is my favorite. Sunday nights is the 50-cent shrimp night. That's absolutely my favorite. But it's really cool because it's right there on the lake. They have music all the time. You can bring your pups. You can do all that cool stuff. So I do love
It's a
Drifters.
cool atmosphere there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's my shout out to Ryan and Jacqueline and Drifters.
It's like Jimmy
it's
Buffett
amazing.
meets Smith Mountain Lake, basically.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Mm.
Anyway, so we have real quick before we get into our guests, we've got some upcoming community events we want to talk about, of course, because we're talking local, and so we can talk about community stuff. And Mike, I'm gonna let you start because I know there's some things we wanted to talk about in our area that were not necessarily CVABC related, but things that are coming up.
Just some community things. We said
Yeah.
on the last podcast we were going to try and let you know what's going on out there. So the first thing is a summer block party that's June 20th. We're going to have to tell them they can't do
It's
that.
not- it's not summer.
because it's not summer yet. So,
Summer block party, they're wrong.
but they're doing
Just
over at Tate Springs Health and Rehab over there.
Uh-huh.
They're doing a grill giveaway, outdoor slide. They're having an omelet bar, mimosas, which are non-alcoholic, just FYI.
Oh.
They're going to have a photo booth and special guests, and that's June 20th at 8:30.
Are you the special guest?
I'm not. I'll actually be
Oh.
in San Diego.
Oh, that's
so,
right. That's right.
I'll be doing my summer thing out there, I guess.
Okay.
And it's at 22 Landover Street, Landover Place. So it used to be Heartland, then went through a couple name changes, and they have new ownership over there. So they're having a summer block party, and it's an S&G Senior Networking Group event, but they are inviting all of the people in the community to come as well. So that's
Okay.
June 20th at 8:30, which is this Tuesday. And they're, like I said, they're going to have a big outdoor, like a blow up slide, kind of like a bounce house kind of thing. So,
Mhm.
Autumn, I expect you to go down the slide. So,
Oh, you know I will.
but they have an omelet bar, mimosas, photo booth, special guests, things like that, and also a grill giveaway. So,
I'm gonna take Hunter for his birthday. That's his birthday party.
That's a good birthday party. So, and that's
He's
going to
calling
be
me right now.
that's going to be a fun
I don't know
event.
if he heard me.
And so one thing I found on Instagram this week too is the Lynchburg Daily Bread every Wednesday this summer at Miller Park Pool from 12:30 to 1:30. They're going to have healthy snacks and fresh produce for you to enjoy, and they'll be that's a pretty cool thing. So if you want to go to the pool, and they'll have some healthy snacks as well. Great thing for the Daily Bread to do. And then July 8th, so talking next month, the Walmart on Old Forest Road from 11 to 4. They're going to have Jeeps versus cars. It is a $20 entry fee for the Jeeps and the cars. And there's a trophy for our Kids' Choice, one prize for best Jeep, one prize for best car. And this benefits the Children's Miracle Network. So
Okay.
another great thing there. So That's over in our old neighborhood there, Heather. So, my
is.
current neighborhood and your old neighborhood.
Well,
So,
yeah. It's still my parents still live there though.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm still
So,
always over there.
But that's cool. So they'll you can donate $2 to paint a rock and see how long he will grow. So they're doing Raleigh the rockworm. So basically, I think they're painting rocks and that's part of his body. So,
Oh, that's pretty
and
neat.
Southpaw from the Hillcats will be there too. So,
Okay.
but yeah, but that's all I had for that.
Okay. Well, so before I switch over to Autumn talking about some CVABC, whatever our name of our business is, because I can't talk today, CVABC events, I want to know, Mike, how did your acting debut go?
It went well. I didn't miss any lines, but that's mostly because I just had to read it.
You didn't-
So
I thought you were going to say because you didn't have any lines.
no, I just had to read it. So it was great. It's like an old fashioned radio show. They've got another event coming up in October at Second Stage Amherst. So keep an eye out for that.
Okay.
It was pretty fun. There was some music and some stories. And then we did the old fashioned radio show complete with like the Foley sound effects and all that stuff. So we had like a little door that opened, closed, gunshots, all that stuff. Thanks for the extra sound effect there, Autumn, hitting your microphone.
Oh, God.
And I just got a text message from Will. He said, I don't agree with your nothing summary until Wednesday. Laugh out loud. So, yeah. So good to know that Will, first time listener. So
We'll let him have the summer block party.
yeah, you can have it. You can be the official kickoff for summer.
Yeah.
How about that, Will? So,
I believe so.
yeah, but that's I think that'll be a good time. But yeah, my play went well. Sheena's in her play,
I
and
was
that
going
went
to ask. I
well.
heard she knocked it out the park. They
Rena-
still have some dates, right?
Renaissance Theater, they still have Friday, Saturday, and a matinee on Sunday. So 3:00 this Sunday, and you can get your tickets. Just go to Renaissance Theater. Go to their Facebook page. It's probably the easiest way to find that. And then next weekend, they also have a Friday and a Saturday show as well.
Okay. Well, I do know, and I'm sorry that next week Mike won't be here with me, but we will have Laura Willoughby from the Bedford Film Festival coming in and talking to me about the festival. It's going to be happening on July 1st, and they've got some great films that are going to be shown here in Bedford at the Bauer Center.
Very cool.
So she's going to be here, and then a lot of the actors and actresses from those films are going to be calling in. So I'm really excited about that. She told me she has some calling in from Ireland and from California and all over. So
Very cool.
that should be fun. So you can get tickets now to go to the Bedford Film Festival, and they have some really cool things that they're doing leading up to it, where they have like meet and greets with the actors and actresses and dinners, and like they have a chef that's preparing meals for like certain meet and greets. So you can actually go to the cvabc.org events page, and she's already started putting up a lot of their events, so you can check that out from there if you're interested in learning more about how to enjoy the film festival.
And that was at cvabc.org.
Yep, cvabc.org. And I beat you to it again. And so, but Autumn Myers, our events director here, is going to tell us a little bit about some upcoming
Thank you for joining us today.
We have.
Well, the best co-host had to come back.
That's
so.
true.
Yeah. So
Shade.
I appreciate you being here, but
Yeah. I hear you.
anyways.
That's it. I'm not coming next week.
But no, so August 4th and 5th, we have our Fall Fling for Wellness and Health Vendor Fair. So Friday the 4th will be for our members, business owners who want to get a team together.
For disc golf.
Throw some disc golf.
Yeah.
And then Saturday is the actual health fair along with the competitive portion of the disc golf tournament. So last year we completely sold out, and we had people coming from all over.
And you had people showing up
For
the day of
disc
the
golf.
event wanting to, like, hey, is there
and
still
it was
space?
like
So
raining.
It was during a
and
hurricane.
nasty,
Yeah.
and I was just like, "What are y'all?
Yeah.
What are y'all doing?"
Yeah.
It was when we had that hurricane, and we had people show up because other disc golf tournaments got canceled, and so
Mhm.
they were showing up at ours, going, "Hey, can we just sign up and play?" And I was, "Why are you here?"
Yeah, I'm sitting here like
Disc golf, who
shivering. I'm
knew?
just like,
Yeah.
I didn't know disc golf was such a huge thing, but apparently
didn't either.
It's huge. So
yeah,
So flyers and sign up for that event will be out by Friday, correct?
yes,
Yes.
yep. All that stuff will be out by
will there
Friday.
be information on cvabc.org?
There will be.
That's two. Okay.
Yes, yes.
Great.
Awesome.
All right, and then the next event we have will be on August 19th. So we have our Battle of the Bands band competition and car show. Can't talk either. So that'll be from 5 to 9 at Liberty Lake Park here in Bedford. So normally we have about 3 bands that come out and compete for a $1,000 cash prize. We'll have vendors, food trucks, stuff for kids, and a car show.
Mhm.
So it's a great evening of family fun.
It's a lot of fun. I went last year for the first time. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And we have the applications now open
Open
for
for
bands
bands.
that want to to potentially play at Battle of the Bands. Now, we normally get more than 3 bands that send us in, their stuff. So you want to get in quickly because we do go through the bands and kind of, verify them. And
Normally they send us like a demo or something.
demo.
And we.
What do you think we can get a demo of our band recorded by then?
Oh yeah, we got that.
We're called the Snake in the Boots.
Absolutely.
Snake in the Boots.
We'll rock it out.
It has something to do with otter, like Grover and the something. Like, I don't know. We got to think about that. We have to come up with a catchy name for Grover.
Yeah.
We got it.
So yeah,
The
so
Grover 5.
we're still they're still accepting sponsorships for that event, and also if you want to be a vendor at that event, you can contact Autumn or go to cbabc.org again and look on our event page because that will be up by Friday as well. We've got our flyers for that too. And then last but not least, what we got?
And then we have Centerfest in September on September 23rd, and we are still accepting vendor applications. No more kettle corn or Italian ice. They've been coming out of the woodworks. I am good on those, but everybody else is more than welcome to sign up. But we'll be there from 10 to 6 on September 23rd. Full day of just a lot.
I can't even tell you. I'm really excited this year because we have new vendors, new food trucks. We have one food truck that's coming from Maine. It's a lobster roll company, like Maine Lobster Company. They'll have seafood. And then we also have our headlining band for that evening from 4 to 6. We're going to have Nashville recording artist Glenn Shelton out here playing for 2 hours. So it's going to be a really great night. If the weather is like it was last year, I mean, we had thousands upon thousands of people. We had, 4 out of our 6 food trucks sold out of food
by 4 o'clock.
By 4 o'clock, like it was crazy. So, we are still, like I said, still accepting vendors, still accepting sponsorships. You can do stage sponsors or Kid Zone or all different types of things. And believe me, like I just said, you're getting your name out to thousands of people, so it's a great opportunity. Yep. So I think that's our biggest stuff we got coming up. And now I'm going to stop talking about us for this podcast, unless, we just want them to sit here and talk more about us, but they probably didn't come here for that. But no, I want to introduce our guests, Rosa and Ashley with the Nursing Post. How are you?
Good. We're doing well.
Good. So, the Nursing Post joined back at the end of January, beginning of February, and when I met with you guys, because y'all came to our coffee talk in January, and I got to learn kind of what you guys did. I thought, wow, you hear people with like end of life care and hospice and things like that, but nothing kind of really what you guys do. So, first of all, tell us just a little bit, like an overview of what the Nursing Post is all about.
Sure. We are end of life doulas. So we help patients at chronic illness through end of life and then help their families after they've passed. So we help with post bereavement as well. So we capture just a larger area of time to be able to help patients in their time of need.
Mm-hmm. Now, and how, so I'm just going to, so that's different than like hospice care, correct? How is that different?
We don't replace, we complement. So even if somebody is on palliative care or hospice, we're not in competition. We're there to complement. There are services that hospice can provide, but they have to follow insurance guidelines and regulations where we as end-of-life and death doulas don't necessarily have those time constraints or the insurance constraints. So we're able to meet the family and the loved one and the patient's individual needs based on what they need and not what insurance can give.
Okay. All right. Or what they kind of mandate that you have to do. Yeah. Now, I love the fact that you guys offer assistance, like getting clients' affairs in order, like from the beginning to the end, because I know, I know from experience, but even there are so many people out there who have nothing prepared for end of life. They don't have a will. They don't have, a medical directive. They don't have any of those things. And if you don't, that's such a burden on your family.
Yeah. Statistically, 70% of the population does not have any affairs together.
And I say this as if I do, and I don't either. So, like, I'm sitting here talking to people, and you need to do that. Like, I keep telling myself I need to definitely get that in place. Because you don't want things going into like, you've got probate and all this stuff if you don't have a will, or then you've got families arguing over things, which then causes issues between family members. And then let's say, and I'm just going to say this, even if it's like, and I know y'all do end of life, and there are some young people that come into, it's not just for elderly.
Absolutely not. A lot of people don't realize once they turn 18, they're their own individual. And yes, mom and dad may always be there, but they may not always be there. So even if you're 18 and older, you should really be thinking about who a healthcare proxy is and who that person should be for you. Unfortunately, not. A lot of family relationships are strained. And so you really want somebody that you can trust, that knows your wishes and things that you would like to happen toward the end of life or at any time. Unfortunately, accidents happen every day, and you don't have to be 72, 102.
Right.
Sometimes you can be 22 and have those things happen.
Right. Yeah.
So it's very important. And we tell anybody 18 and up, come see us. It's not just about when you're 102. You have to have your healthcare proxy. You have to know what wishes you want should something happen. For example, my husband back in Christmas was admitted to the hospital. Doctor looked at him and said, "What are your end of life wishes?" And he had no idea. Granted, I'm not 22, neither is he. However, he's not 102. So it's definitely a topic of conversation that more people need to have. And thinking about death and dying is not so great. A lot of people think it's taboo, but it doesn't have to be.
Right.
The more you talk about it and you normalize the conversation, the easier it is to keep having the conversation and letting people know what your wishes are.
Yeah, I think because I always say that, if something were to happen to me, because I have an 11-year-old, I'm always like, if something were to happen to me, we or my husband at the same time or whatever, like we both know we want her to go to Autumn.
And Autumn just ran out of the studio. I've never seen anything like this.
You knew this. Don't even pretend like you didn't. But, we don't want it, we're just like, because, our parents are both still around, but they're older and like she's going to do much better with her sister. But then, who's to say if I don't have that written down, who will make that decision for me?
Right.
And then, she may end up with somebody I didn't necessarily want her to be with. I mean,
I'd take her. Hunter ain't gonna fight me for that.
No, Hunter ain't gonna fight you, but your grandparents might. I don't know. Anyway, but that's what I'm just saying. You never know who will come out the woodwork,
right?
And say they want, the stuff.
And we do touch and we do a lot of education. We do education on, what a durable do not resuscitate is. A lot of people don't even realize what it means and what it doesn't mean. So we do spend a lot of time in the community educating, doing free workshops, educating them about healthcare proxies, living wills, advanced directives, the difference between all of those and how you can get all of those in one. And we do talk about having the conversations. We do help, of course, to get affairs together, but we're also there from chronic to terminal. We're there for the families. Anything that they need, we pretty much kick in and help with, preparing for your funeral. Do you want a green burial? Do you want to be cremated? Do you want a regular burial? Some people don't even know what a green burial is. So we help and offer support and guidance in that. You need help writing your eulogy? Well, we can write it now. There's no reason to wait for, somebody who maybe wasn't as close to you.
I'd much rather have input on my own, be able to, exaggerate those stories a little bit and whatever. But, but like, you definitely want to know, like, it's. I
can't imagine what your obituary is.
I'm going to write it. I'm going to write it this week just so that we have it ready.
I love it.
But, we... the funeral and the all of that isn't really for the person who's passed away. It's for the family to help deal with the grief and things like that. So I'm sure my eulogy will be hilarious if I write it myself, and people will definitely be laughing. But because I don't know how to be serious even when I'm supposed to be. So but it is important to have all that in place. And we worked with my parents over the last couple of years to get all of their affairs in order. Like we know the songs they want at the funeral. We know who they want to preach the funeral. If something happens to number one, who's the backup? How everything was to be done. And I just got them to go ahead and prearrange. They wanted to be cremated because in England, that's how most people do it because there's not a lot of land to bury people in. So like they've got all of that. It's done and paid for. And so when they pass away, in our family, we always say in 20 years when you pass away, because nobody wants to think about that happening now. But if you don't plan for it, it's so much harder. We lost a family member suddenly in July of 2017, and there was nothing, like we didn't even know what he wanted or anything. Like it was traumatizing to have to go through and you're not only trying to make the best decision financially for what you do, but you're also trying to figure out, well, what did they want, and it was incredibly hard to go through that process and made the grieving process much harder than when everything's kind of planned and already done. And it's just another step. It's not, having to start from scratch and plan all that out in a matter of days, because you don't have a long time to figure that out when someone passes away suddenly.
Mm-hmm.
I think when you pre-plan during, you can actually kind of feel comforted in the fact that you're there and you're present and you're not worrying about the next thing that needs to be done.
Right.
So-and-so passed, now what? What do I have to do from here? Granted, that's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm.
We love to come in and help. But when you have things pre-planned, it makes it easier. And if you've worked in the healthcare field, you kind of see what happens when it's not in order.
Right.
It's also less expensive. I'm going to get up on my soapbox about this one because I do it quite frequently, because as some of you may know, many years ago, I sold holes in the ground at Virginia Cemetery right down the road. So I've done a lot of things. I'm a good salesperson. But like, honestly, getting all your stuff together pre-need versus after death is definitely more beneficial, not just to you, but to your family, because I can promise you, when they go in to make arrangements for you, the people there, and I mean, I might make some people mad, but they work off commission, and they are going to try and upsell you what they want to, what they want you to have, or what they think you need, and so if you go in there prior to, you can actually do payment plans. After death, you cannot. You have to pay it right there in full, or it does not happen. Like, you will not have a funeral until they get their money. And what most people don't know is life insurance does not cover cemetery. It does cover funeral home. It does not cover your cemetery plot or the opening and closing. And so things like that are things you need to get in place as well and know, and it's going to save you money. I'm like Mike as well. I had a family member pass away that I had to go sit in there, suddenly, and I had to sit there with his wife and my parents, and both of them were basically so grief stricken they couldn't even think of anything. So I had to jump in and do most of the planning, and it's difficult when you don't know what they need. So I think what you guys do to help with that is hands down, it's amazing, because more people need to utilize those services because they're much needed.
It just makes a big difference when you have somebody that has their stuff together. When you walk into a funeral home, like Mike was saying, if he actually sat down and you wrote your own eulogy and somebody reads that and has the whole place laughing, like, that's how some people want to be remembered.
Right.
Like, they want to be remembered for their sense of humor or whatever their thing is. And that is just going to be, I think, give the family so much more closure during that hard time than just, I don't know, we had to put something together because we weren't expecting this.
Right.
So one other thing that you guys do that is, I think, extremely helpful is that y'all offer respite care to caregivers in case they need to, I guess, go out. Kind of like foster care. If you have a foster family and you need respite care because the family wants to go out, I'm assuming it's kind of the same type thing, where if the family member has been watching or taking care, but you guys can come in and give them the day off or a weekend off or things like that.
Absolutely. When somebody is actively in the stages of transitioning and passing, unfortunately, life doesn't stop for that. And, people still need to work. People still need to run errands. They need to get those last minute affairs in order. Sometimes they just need a break away from somebody sitting with their family. And we offer that. If they need someone to come in for a couple of hours and sit at the bedside and hold space and hold somebody's hand and hold vigil, we offer that. We do come in and we do offer those services, and we let the families and the patient individualize, what that time looks for them. Do they need 8 hours? Do they need 6 hours? Do they need 4 hours? It's everything is completely individualized for the patient and their family.
So how does like Mike with Visiting Angels, how does that kind of, is that something that y'all could like potentially collaborate on?
It could. We'll be booking an appointment in July when I get back.
Awesome.
Okay.
But yeah, it's so, we go in the home and we provide help with bathing, dressing, all sorts of things like that. And, we get signs of clients are kind of declining a little bit. And one of the favorites, so I've been stalking your Facebook a little bit over here.
Love it.
But one of the things
Stalk us all you want.
One of the things that I love is that you educate and explain the signs and symptoms of the dying process. So when my wife's grandmother passed away, we were, I was part of the team that was helping provide care, not as visiting angels, but as family member Mike. And, like I thought I knew everything I needed to know about hospice before that, right? Because I work in this industry. I talk to them a lot. They give me a lot of information. I read it. But when you're going through it, it's completely different. And I learned a lot about hospice and how things that they did that, it's like, oh, like I understand why they did that, because it kind of helps us understand, because they would educate as well about the process, probably not as much as we wanted. But we had a great hospice team that helped us. And, so when she passed away, it was kind of like we knew that sometime in the next 3 days she was going to pass, but we, you never know exactly when, but we were able to kind of prepare for it. We spent more time down there, things like that, so that we didn't have those regrets of like, well, I didn't know the signs and didn't know that this was coming so soon. So, and we see some of our clients that we had one last week that there was a decline when the caregiver, she was working overnight and she called us the next morning and when she got off and she was like, well, this is what the client's going through. It's like, oh, doesn't have long left. So she went to a facility or something. I'm not sure if she, I don't have an update on that, but, she moved because it was obvious that the end of life was coming. So, but I love that you educate and kind of talk about what to expect during the dying process and how to comfort them and how to also comfort family that's there. So the, it's great that you provide that education. The other thing that I love about your Facebook page is you said you were posting about the Aging in Place Expo, which was a great time. I saw you guys there.
Yes, we had fun.
And where did it go? I want to make sure I get it right. So come out and see us. Talking about death won't kill you. Not talking about it may hurt. It's never too early to have your affairs in order. I love that you can mix a little bit of humor into a serious conversation because it's true. Talking about death is not going to kill you. My sister and I had to harass my parents and be like, we need to get this in place because we don't want to have to pause our grieving process to handle business. We want to be able to grieve on our normal timeline and be able to handle that. So it is so important to kind of learn what you guys do. And I always say for our services, like call a company that does it now and learn what they do, build a relationship. So when you do need the care, you're not having to like learn exactly how everything goes, and the process. You kind of got someone you're already familiar with.
And that's why I say, like, we complement, home health, we complement palliative, we complement hospice. Ashley and I are both nurses. We work in the health field. So, we do have that added knowledge. So when we look at somebody, we can say, okay, this doesn't look good. So we need to go ahead and advocate for this patient. Granted, being a doula is a more of a holistic approach, but having that medical background is not going to hurt anybody in the long run. Right. And so we do want to talk about it. But not only that, grieving is not linear. People fall all through those 5 stages, back and forth and on that spectrum. And also having somebody pass doesn't have to be depressing. I know that's what people, kind of resonate with it being depressing and a sad thing, but it should also be a celebration of life. Right. I think Ashley told me the other day she had come across a social media post where somebody had a flash mob at their funeral. So
I'm writing that down.
All right, Woody, I want you to coordinate that for me.
I'm writing that down.
Got it.
So
put that on my marketing plan.
When we talk about planning things, we want that patient and their family to be involved because, it should be a celebration of life, not just loss and grief. Right. And that's what we're trying to give people is a peace of mind, knowing that their wishes are being met. We're educating, we're advocating, and we're there in the community for those who need it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Is there anything that I haven't hit on with the nursing post that I want to make sure we cover, all the things that you guys do?
We do. If you go to our website, which is www.thenursingpostllc.com, you will see a list of services that we offer. I don't think people realize how encompassing it is when you're trying to plan for the end of life. So we do have, from getting our affairs in order to planning what your funeral may be like, what music you want, what song you want played, who you want speaking, your eulogy, things like that. On transition, we also help families with that. So we will come in and make the necessary phone calls, try to help gather the death certificates, and even post bereavement after your family member has been buried or cremated. we come in and we help with that. Maybe you need to start giving things away to the Goodwill, or maybe you need some accounts closed and you just don't know where to start. Maybe you need to put your home on the market and you don't know where to start. So we come in and offer that. And as Ashley said, one of the downsides to hospice is when your loved one passes, they kind of pack up and leave, and where we kind of hang around. So we're still reaching out even after your loved one has passed to make sure that you don't need anything.
Right.
Maybe you need some resources and referrals to help with grief and management in this time. Or maybe the light bulb has gone off and you were like, you know what? I need to get my affairs in order now.
I think that is one of the most important things you've said. There's a lot of things, but honestly, because you think about it, somebody passes away and people are there for a couple days. They're coming, they're bringing food, they're stopping in to see how you're doing. They come to the visitation, you have the funeral, and then that's it. They're done. You don't get those people coming back in. So then you're by yourself and you're alone and you're sad and you're still grieving. And so I think, like you were saying, having somebody that's still there as a familiar face, a friendly face that's helping you walk through some of that stuff, and you're not just sitting in your home alone or worrying about all those things. I think that is extremely important.
That's one of the reasons why Rosa and I, when we were thinking through the process of what we wanted to offer, that's exactly what we had talked about is during that first week or two, you are bombarded with people that are there, and then life happens.
The vacuum.
People go back to their own world and their own problems and their own lives. And then that just leaves, the family kind of just sitting there like, now what?
Right.
Now what do I do? And so we always want to make sure that we have that gap to let them have that time where they do have their families and their friends with them, and coming in later and saying, we're still here. What can we help you with?
Right. Well, thank you for coming on with us today. Tell us again, how can someone get a hold of you if they want to look at services or contact you about coming in and doing a consultation?
Absolutely. We are the Nursing Post. We're end-of-life doulas.
Look, wait, we're going to let the train, hold on.
And while the train's going by, we'll just say that we can add to our collection of notaries we've had on the podcast, because they also offered mobile notary service. So
yes.
Okay.
Well, we're dealing with the end of life, and sometimes that paperwork requires a notary.
Right.
So I want to give as much as I can to our patients and their families.
Sometimes the train likes to come through at the worst possible times just to, be irritating. But I want to make sure that people can hear your information. I will say that their information is also up in the membership directory of the cvabc.org membership directory, so they can find that information there. And but I'll get you guys to, I think we're good. We'll get you to go ahead and say your info.
So we are the Nursing Post. We're end-of-life doulas. You can call us at 434-515-2628. You can email us at contact@thenursingpostllc.com, or you can visit our website at www.thenursingpostllc.com in order to reach out to us. And yes, that phone number also works as text. So if you would like, we will text message back as well.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much for coming in and sharing your business with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So while we switch out and get our guest PJ in here to speak with us, I'm going to just mention really quickly that if you're listening today, hopefully it's because you've downloaded the Grove Street FM app, or you're listening to us live and subscribed. You can also check us out on Spotify, Apple, anywhere else you get your podcasts. If you are a business that is interested in sponsoring Talk Local to Me, this is a new thing. We talked about it last week, but we can do where businesses who may want to be sponsors of the show, they can do the pre-roll. Right?
Pre-roll, post-roll, and a host read.
Yes. So the pre-roll and the post-roll, where you get to come in and actually create your own commercial with the fabulous Woody Watts over here.
Thank you.
Is $250 a month.
That's worth the price alone.
So worth the price.
Just to hang out in here.
Or if you just want to do a host read sponsorship, where myself or Mike read the sponsorship out there, that is $100 a month. So you get and it's a great deal. Our listeners, our downloads, everything, we're averaging 300 to 500 live listeners a month.
And that's not even the latest numbers.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
You have to tell me the latest numbers. That was like from 2 months ago.
And we have a ton of app downloaads.
Has the number gone up?
It has gone
recently?
Not since Mike started, but
no
probably.
pressure.
Yeah, whatever. But so we are looking for some sponsors of the show. So if you want to get your name out there and you want your information there, let us know so we can get you set up for that. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there in between our guest switch out. And but we're going to be talking with the wonderful PJ Bell with I say she's like the Smith Mountain Lake realtor over here. So how are you doing, PJ? Good afternoon.
Doing great, Heather. It's good to see you again.
It's good to see you. It's been a while.
I remember when Autumn and you and I had lunch over Crazy Horse, Las Amigas.
Yes.
Which they
it's
are
delicious.
Just bombing with events right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's just nonstop every weekend.
So tell us a little bit about what you have going on at the lake.
Okay. Well, if people don't already know, my name, PJ Bell. I work with Wainwright in real estate for 22 plus years now, involving sales for Smith Mountain Lake, Roanoke, Botetourt, the whole RVAR area. So myself and Heather are to team up. I run this group called SML Buzz, and it's for the community and focusing on positivity. So basically, a month prior to a broadcast for SML Buzz, I send out in that group, where we're going to be and what time. And during that period of time, people go ahead and say something positive about anybody or anything is entered into gift card drawing.
Mm-hmm.
And that drawing happens during the broadcast. We've had some just wonderful years of, the marinas and everything that I go to, contribute. And so it's picked up big time. So that is SML Buzz on Facebook. If anybody wants to join, that's where you'll find a lot of our events and sponsorships. Speaking of, I wanted to go ahead and say about the fireworks. That's at Mayberry.
Mm-hmm.
Mayberry's really picked up with some new restaurants.
They really have.
Yeah.
Actually, I think the whole lake area has really picked up since I've been there.
We finally have a Mexican restaurant on the Bedford side.
Yeah,
I know.
Like Franklin's got
5.
4 or 5. Yeah, I know. We should hit every one. But anyway, there's I think it's Bella Pasta. I haven't been there yet. I have been to the it's Mayberry Diner now, which was Hawks before.
Yep.
And also Bulldogs.
Yeah, what is Bulldogs? That just opened, right?
Yeah, it's the same as Casa de Michu, if people know beforehand, basically. But I've had the largest lobster tail I've ever had there.
Different owners?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's called Bulldogs.
Okay.
But, I have connections, all this on my website as well, which is pjathelake.com. And, of course, Facebook. My business page is PJ at the Lake, but SML Buzz, I'm really proud of because it's taken off so well. And there you can find information. Plus, I have a sense of humor. I put out on and off funny things and trivia, things around the surrounding areas.
Oh, sorry.
But, and we have Pirate Days.
Yes.
It's going to be coming up. That's July 14th through the 16th. And that is huge. It gets bigger and bigger every year at the lake.
I have never been, and I have every year I say I'm going to head up there. I'm always nervous because I think it's going to be like a really big crowd, and I just kind of stay away. But they do some great, they do some really fun activities up there.
Yeah, I mean, most of establishments around there has something going on, so you can kind of split it up.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, the marinas get hit a lot because of people out on the water, which they've banned water balloons.
Yes.
Yes. Past 2 years, and now they're really got on it. But because I thought there were some biodegradable ones out there, and they won't allow any balloons.
Mm-hmm.
So now, let me see. Mangoes, drifters.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the lobster roll? That is fantastic. If anybody wants to grab one of those, that's one of my favorites. And speaking of, I think that's where Heather and I will wind up doing a broadcast. So you can find out that information on SML Buzz as well for the dates. Let's see. I myself have promotions with a coalition, silver sponsorship, which I'll be involved with the Battle of the Bands, August 19th, Bedford Centerfest, September 23rd. Oh, and I have these nifty blue bags They're the goodie bags that seem to go quite quickly.
Yeah, we got rid of all of the. Is it the same ones we had last year at Battle of the Bands, or a little different?
Blue.
Yeah.
I have some, with me, of course, to give you.
Well, I know we got rid of them.
I know,
really
quickly. Really quick. I think it was like 150, and it was kind of like.
I think they were gone in the first 30 minutes of the event. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's just goodies everybody kind of loves. So, let's see, buzz. Yeah, updates, gift cards. Basically, I'm currently in nominations for Best Real Estate Agent at SML and
congratulations.
Roanoke. Thank you. If anybody would like to nominate me as well, voting is next month. But you can go to PJ at the Lake and it's pinned up there. So I appreciate anything from anyone or family, friends, colleagues, and share with anyone on that would be great too.
So talking about SML Buzz, let's go back to that and the nominations people can do for like the positivity. I think that's, one of the reasons I like that is because you always hear the negative things, not always the positive things.
Right.
And so I think by doing this, and I highly encourage you guys to go on Facebook and, go to SML Buzz, like it, share it, but post those positive reviews about local business in our area or local events, local community, things like that, because we want to really push those things out to people so that then people are utilizing those businesses and we're showcasing them to the best of our abilities in our area, especially out at the lake, because I say this, and I know that they're doing, the lake area has really been growing and doing a better job of not really being what people call just a tourism driven, because a lot of people go, oh, well, you go there from April to October, but from, November to March, there's nothing to do. That is so not true anymore.
We have a lot of full-time people.
There's so much to do there now. And so I think the more positivity, the more people see things, and it doesn't have to be just about the lake. Let me just say that now. You can talk about businesses in Roanoke, Lynchburg, Bedford, wherever you want to post a positive review. But I think for some of these small businesses that people don't know exist, it's super important to get those things out there, because I'm telling you, somebody will go somewhere and have something bad happen and it will blow up in a heartbeat, but you don't see the good things all the time. So,
and if you don't know anything about, like, if we're going to a restaurant and we've never been there, let's just say it's Smith Mountain Lake. We're going to Drifters and we've never been there. I have been there. It's fantastic. But if we'd never been there, what's the first thing you do? You look at reviews. So reviews are everything to small businesses and even some big businesses, even though you tend to get more negative reviews on big businesses, but like big chains and things like that. But
right.
Before we go anywhere, we're reading the reviews to see, like, well, what do people recommend getting here and things like that. So it can be a huge thing for a positive review for a business.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. And it's not just businesses too, though. It's like, thanking a neighbor for helping you out, or, appreciating somebody helping bag your groceries. It's just something to thank somebody for, to keep positivity going, because you're absolutely correct, Heather. I mean, the negativity, people blow up, and it's much more fun to be positive and go ahead and help build each other up.
I'm always amazed at how I go on some of these like Facebook groups, and like someone will ask a question about something, or they'll have they just want somebody's advice, or they'll put up like, this is what I do. Can anyone tell me like what you go? And the number of people that just go off on a tangent of bashing that person for like how they do something different than what they do and all those things. It's honestly, it's disgusting to me. It makes you want to just delete all the groups, because you really, when you're out there trying to look for help or positivity and all you get is negativity, and it's difficult. So even like you were saying, for individuals, it's nice to hear. So if everybody wants to go to SML Buzz, Heather Alto helped them do all the things.
Yes, exactly.
I'm just saying. So if you want to go out there but really hype somebody up or a business, it doesn't take long. It's not hard to do.
Then you're entered for a drawing. So for gift cards, or like Virginia Dare, Garrett Meyer gave away the other year, is it Virginia Dare tickets? So it's kind of accumulation of when I do SML Buzz promotions, but the drawings happen at the broadcast. But I give a month or a few weeks ahead of time to go ahead and give people the chance to go ahead and make those positive comments. We accumulate those and then, draw from them. So it's pretty much a win-win situation, I would think, and it's really grown. I think we're nearly 4,000 right now in SML Buzz. So,
right.
But I look forward to doing it with Heather. But you'll find more details on SML Buzz too.
Yeah, and we'll be posting information on how you can nominate in our newsletter and on our website and stuff like that as well. But so kind of switching from SML Buzz, because you are also you handle real estate.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us, like, how is that looking in the Smith Mountain Lake area right now?
Pretty much like last year, except for homes. We have 17 homes under $1 million all over the lake. Only 17 under $1 million. So,
what do you got that for me?
Yeah,
I got it.
I'm gonna need a house. It's under $1 million. I got that.
Yeah, under $1 million. So, but actually, we have a couple of 500,000s, but what comes with that is a lot of work or low water, that type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's all relative and negotiable, at any time, but we still are having the bid war situation on the waterfront homes. Water access, I'd say not so much as, was last year.
Right.
Outskirts, sit more, like 30 days and stuff. Same with Roanoke. But Roanoke's picking up, depending on the pricing of the property. If they, some people, some of the sellers will think they can get so much more, but the outskirts not being on the lake is actually, coming down in some of the sales price ranges. So, but then there's still those opportunities of the bid wars. So, it's always important to have some experience. Go ahead and help you with those. I've actually done a lot of 1031 exchanges out there. If anybody's familiar with those, like kind properties, and then because of the capital gains issues. So, I've been doing those a long time, or taking some home and converting it to a rental.
That's what,
especially Bedford County.
So that was going to be my next question. How many people do you see purchasing those homes, more or less, to do a rental property, or putting it on like VRBO and things like that for the summer?
Well, I think last year, at least 30% of my sales probably were that, and I work off a lot of referrals because I've been doing it so long. But the 1031 exchanges, and that's too, if somebody wants to go and buy something before they retire, and they can make money off that, help pay the mortgage off, for the home, anything like that. So, if anybody wants to contact me on that, finding anything or selling anything, and I could help walk them through even the rental process, more or less, obviously purchase or listing. So, I also do commercial land, and have sold businesses around the lake. So,
tell me a little bit, because I know you worked with the with the land portion, but the new pavilion that they opened up in downtown Manita. Tell us a little bit about that, because I've seen it, haven't been there, but I know that they worked really hard to get that up and going. And again, like you were saying, it brings something new to downtown Manita.
Absolutely.
What are some of the things like people can see, happening this summer at the pavilion?
They're actually, I was looking into that because that's where it's Celebration Square, and they're going to have the fireworks,
right?
And but they have pavilion on the corner of 122 White House Road, goes on the right. Alti's on the left, which actually I have that. It's Agricultural Village District I have listed, which is a perfect location. It could be upgraded to commercial, but there's certain reasons, and people benefit off the Agricultural Village District. So the events there are basically family oriented. They have movie nights, and some concerts are coming up.
Yeah, I was going to say they have a summer concert series.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And so, closer in, coming into Bedford, we're developing more, on that side. So, which good. And, Drifters is always packed. And then, of course, Portside.
Yeah.
Which, we're Virginia Dare. It's, Virginia Dare too. Father's Day. They have a cruise.
Father's Day cruise, yeah.
Yeah, I took a family member to that one time. So, but it's very nice.
I'm going to say, and nobody get upset with me, but I have never been to Portside.
Really?
Really?
I've never
Well,
been
yeah.
to Portside, and I live right next to it.
I keep saying I'm gonna go.
I know. I
keep saying
keep
Well, there's Beacon Pub.
Yeah,
too.
I
I've not
passed
been
by
to
them,
Beacon
and I
Pub.
just But I do know every Wednesday now they have the farmers market too.
Yeah.
Every
yeah.
Wednesday
At the
night.
pavilion?
That-
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
In Mayberry.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that was when I passed by the
It's been pretty busy the
last week. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was packed. I'm going, wow.
I'm really loving to see all these farmers markets popping up
Yes.
because they've got some now going on in Rustburg. The lake. They have, of course, Forest and Bedford have their
Montvale
farmers.
started their own now.
Yeah. So I think that's
Yes, I
super
think
cool.
it's very important being local.
Yeah.
Buying local. So I mean, tomatoes.
And the
taste
amount of
like a lot
farmers
better.
and stuff we have out that way. It
Yeah.
definitely makes sense
Supporting
to
them.
have one.
Absolutely.
Autumn, I'm just gonna let you know. You need to let Corey know, and I'll tell Chris. Well, I don't know. Corey may not like. But they are having the SML cornhole championship at the pavilion. I
Just
am
don't be her. Yeah, just don't be her
horrendous.
She didn't
partner.
get a little
Never be
violent
my partner at cornhole.
Good
It
to
is
know.
bad. It is not good. You would think I'd be better because I played softball, so I thought this is no problem. Nope. Negative, not good at all. And it makes me sad to say that because I consider myself a pretty athletic person, and I play sports, and it hurts my feelings to say I'm not good at something.
Oh, it does.
But
It makes her so mad.
it's,
You're not competitive, are you?
Yeah, she's not a
I
controlling
am very
person,
competitive.
Like I can tell because we'll be at the beach, like everybody's having fun. I'm like, oh, you want to come play? No,
Nope.
I'm horrible. Not playing.
I don't. I'll play like bocce, but I don't want to play cornhole. Don't even ask me because I'm just going to get in my feelings. And then nobody wants to be around me. But I do think it's fun to watch. I mean, my husband's pretty good at it. My son's pretty good at it. Actually, you're not bad. Yeah, y'all are. Everybody but me apparently got the.
We're all pretty good, but
Let's play cornhole, Gene, but Heather. So anyway, but those are the kind of things that I like seeing. When I hear people go, "Oh, there's nothing to do in Bedford County."
Oh my goodness.
You
no.
are wrong.
Right,
You are wrong. There is probably something to do every weekend,
Yes.
whether it is at the lake, whether it's here in Bedford, whether it's in Forest area of Bedford County. Because all of that's Bedford County, everyone. I think people tend to forget.
Yeah.
It's all Bedford County. So, well, I mean, some of them sound like it's Franklin County, but still. But there's so many things to do and a lot of it doesn't cost a lot of money. Like I'm looking at this summer concert series. I think it's $10 to go and listen to the bands. It's not bad. Just bring a chair and just hang out with your family.
yeah, a new favorite thing is hot shots. They have the axe throwing now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I keep seeing everybody going hot shots for axe throwing.
Well, we do have the poker
Poker
and
run.
hot shots. Well, the poker run, yeah, I used to volunteer all the time for it. I'd rather do that than actually be on the boat because it's so fun to watch everything.
I know you told us, but what day is the fireworks in Bonita?
July 1st.
July 1st.
Yeah, I think it starts at 5.
Woody, do you know the date for the town? Is it the 3rd?
Third. Yep.
Okay. See, I got to get all my firework plans in place.
That's right.
Yeah, I
Come
know.
Get all my fireworks plans. So the absolutely cool thing, though, I think about the Bedford fireworks this year is where our office space is. Because we're literally right there at D-Day.
Yeah, you've got.
Yeah. So I'm going to be I'm going to rope off our, only certain, I'm going to be like, CVABC members.
Like
yeah.
$25 a car.
We'll have a party.
That's what I was thinking. Like,
It's gonna be very limited space.
We'll have a
Well,
cookout.
maybe
Yeah.
it could help my seller.
CVABC
across
members can
street.
come to the cookout. But
Yeah,
anyway.
and you could watch the fireworks and have access to a bathroom. Like,
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean,
That means the world.
That's always my biggest
there you
complaint
have it.
about going to see fireworks.
yeah.
Sitting out in a field somewhere.
Well, and when the kids get annoying, you just take them, go inside.
Go outside.
Go inside. Go run around in there. So, well, PJ, thanks for coming and telling us about everything that's
Yeah.
going on at the lake.
Gave us a lot of.
Tell us, how can people find out more about you and about, if they are looking to buy, sell, rent, any of that information?
Really, my Facebook page, the business one is PJ at the Lake, is the business page, and I also put events and things on there. But the SML Buzz is really where you find a lot more about events because I share out there the concerts and a variety of things, and people. Other people contribute into it. It's not just businesses, but some of them on there, like, was it last year? I was promoting up this one child over in Huddleston. It's a learning.
Was it
experience for the
Tyler?
Parents, I think so.
Yeah, writing for Tyler.
Well, no, writing for Tyler. I did that.
That's something different.
Crazy
Okay.
course, but yeah. But this was like selling vegetables and things like that. You know, what they're growing at their house. So it was a learning experience for him. as he was a young one, so we kept promoting, that up to go to. So, but yeah, the events, there's so many. I think, we're sponsoring Raft Up. I think that's July 10th, or it's that same weekend, which is at the dam. So
Okay.
it's not like where the island is, Dam Island. So,
Okay.
yeah, on the Huddleston side. So let's see if no, there's so much going on.
Yep.
Yeah. Going over, there's 17 waterfront residential properties left. Our waterfront lots, I mean, land has just been going.
Okay.
I've been selling a lot of that since the end of last year into this year because of our home situation. But yeah, you really want to have somebody look out for you on that, experience wise, so that you can get the best deal that you want to.
Okay.
So I take a lot of pride in that and my business ethics. So.
Well, definitely check out SML Buzz and make sure that you're getting connected with all of those events. Mike, we will miss you the next 2 weeks.
I will be off enjoying myself for 2 weeks. So.
Yes. Well, and actually, you'll have myself and Autumn here next week. But the week after, all of us are taking a little vacay, so you're gonna have to deal with
Go back and listen to your favorite episode.
Yeah, you could go back and listen to your favorite episode. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, share with your friends and family. Make sure that they know about Talk Local to Me.
CVABC.org.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Heather.
CVABC.org.
Buy or sell, call PJ Bell. That's
There you go. There you go.
Have a great weekend.
All right, guys.